Hi, and welcome to another edition of Adventures in Brew Slang. I'm your host, Joshua Karpowicz, and today we'll be doing Cerveceria Brewery's Pay the Ferryman. Cerveceria Brewery is out of Tecate, Mexico, and they are now expanding in our American market. Craft beers in Mexico are taking a large boom, and due to the fact that a lot of people want to drink beers from around the world. And I think this is a perfect example of a beer that is definitely something people might want to try. So, without further ado, let's jump into the brew. As always, you're going to need a bottle opener. Get it on there. Okay. Cerveceria Brewery's Pay the Ferryman is a porter beer. See how it pours. Pours dark and black. It seems to have very little head to it. Because also, I've been showing you guys a lot of the different bottles. These bottles are also really cool. You guys know I love anything with skulls on it, so definitely getting added to the collection. Smelling it, it definitely has a lot of fruits, just like a lot of the stouts we've tried before. You can kind of smell a lot of caramel in it. I don't smell a lot of hop, which is, it's different, not having a whole lot of hop. It kind of smells like maybe something like an oatmeal beer. So, let's try it. This beer actually has a very woody flavoring. I don't think that it's aged at all in any kind of oak barrel like a lot of beers tend to do, but it definitely has that wood aftertaste, which is very good. And smelling it now, you kind of get it right off the top, which is very cool. It doesn't have a large head. We've done a couple of dark beers that had very large heads, and some that didn't have any at all. And this is not very oily, foamy a little bit, but not, it doesn't have a large oil on it. The fruit is only in the smell, which is kind of great, because I tend to find that when you drink a porter, sometimes you drink it and the sweetness overpowers the beer flavoring, which I'm not a really great big fan of, unless it's done right. And this beer as a porter is done really right. Kind of levels the playing field as far as, slight fruit, slight woodiness. It's kind of got a slight coffee taste, not a lot of head, and you really taste the beer. Which I think a lot of times beers try and, bring you in with all these different things like agave nectar and coffee or coconut, or, the list can go on and on, even chocolate milk stouts. People tend to buy that, oh, it's going to be great, and they buy it and they're like, well, it wasn't really what I was expecting, So this beer definitely brings forward everything that it says it's going to do. And as you drink it, you can really kind of feel that it's not really an English or an American stout, which is it's kind of weird saying that, but the flavoring too. If you've ever had a Dos Equis, Dos Equis doesn't taste like an American beer. It doesn't taste like anything other than a Spanish American beer. Which this, not to say that I've ever had a Spanish American porter, but it definitely tastes something not in the realm of what people normally drink as far as porters. And the farther you go down, the taste actually remains the same, which is also very cool. A lot of times when you drink a beer and you get farther down, maybe the taste increases, decreases, sweetens, unsweetens. This definitely tastes the same from top to bottom. I don't think there's oatmeal in it. It doesn't really say that. And it's also kind of cool about this porter because I find lately a lot of porters tend to be 8 to 10, and I believe this is just a 5. So, you know, a 5% porter is about the same as any other beer, which is kind of cool. That they didn't want to stay original to what beer should be. You know, beer shouldn't be these monstrous alcoholic beverages that you have one and you're done. It's cool. You know, don't get me wrong, sometimes I want something like that, but it's also very cool to have a beer that's just a beer, you know. The raisiny flavor, definitely the more you drink it, tends to stay in your mouth a little bit more the farther down you go. Which is very cool. I find with a lot of different beers, they have a high raisiny kind of taste to them, and this one, it's not that it's overpowering. I feel that when you drink it, it just stays with you. You know, kind of like, you know, when you eat something, and you have your first one, it's okay. Second one, oh, that was better. Third one, oh, that's really great. The more you drink, the more it brings really, really great flavoring out. So it kind of stays with you, which is really cool. It's not highly carbonated either, which is very cool. I also find that a lot of beers tend to carbonate themselves if they're lacking something, and it's mostly because the carbonation, the higher it is, I find, gets you feeling a little more inebriated faster than say a beer that's just strictly, you know, the actual beer. It's not highly carbonated. American beers tend to do where they're so carbonated, and you immediately feel the effects of the actual beer. Now that we're down to the bottom of it, you can really kind of like, in with that raisiny flavor that sticks with you. Now the coffee kind of like flavoring or oatmeal is kind of really staying with you, and so is that woody flavoring. So from the top to the bottom, everything kind of builds up. You know, you're getting into this grand final sip of this porter, which is, it's just amazing. I really would give this porter like 4 stars. It's amazing. And you can also tell that it's not extremely strong or overpowering. A lot of times too with porters, they can be so strong and overpowering, it's almost like you're drinking motor oil. This is not the case with this beer. It's just a plain great beer, and I would honestly like compare it to something maybe like Guinness, you know, just like an all-time favorite beer, you know, that anybody could drink. You know, it's kind of your starter into the dark beer variety, which is, it's really hard to get people into that sort of thing. You know, they get stuck in their ways and that's all they want to drink. But this is, I mean, if you're gonna tell somebody, hey, I want you to have a dark beer, this would probably be one of the better ones to have them try. And also, this beer would really, really go good with any kind of meal. I think personally, it's not heavy, it's not overbearing or anything like that. It's just plain, down to the basics beer, which, you know, in today's beer market and economy, I think is lacking. You know, there's not any normal beers out there anymore, but this normal It's internationally brewed, and it's got an amazing packaging, you know, and it's got an amazing flavor. So I would definitely take the time to go out and try it. Pay the ferryman. It's definitely worth the price of admission, and come back home. So, like always, if you guys have any comments or you have any kind of beers you'd like to see us try, please write in the comments below. Also, please subscribe to our channel. We appreciate each and every person that has something to say or wants to show support. And also, if you know anyone that's interested in watching craft beer reviews, please tell them about us. Adventures of Brew Slang. Thank you.